Good morning. My name is Ryan. This is week 5 of our Healthy Horizons Tobacco Cessation Program. This week is focused on the future, a healthier path forward. So our week 5 agenda, we're going to start off by focusing on the future. We're going to talk about the risk if we continue our tobacco and nicotine use, the health risk, what can happen if we don't stop or don't quit. We'll talk about our lung cancer screening and the effects of lung cancer. We'll touch on the benefits of quitting, all the great things that our body can do in terms of healing itself, lowering the risk for a lot of the diseases associated with tobacco use. So a lot of physical, wonderful physical benefits there. We'll talk about a healthier path forward through healthy lifestyle pillars that we kind of briefly touched on last week. And of course, finish up today's class with some key takeaways and some homework. And lastly, just again, reiterating some information about the tobacco surcharge override. So starting off, really want to focus on the future. This just gives us some more reasons why we should really want to work and improve our health and wellness. Lots of risks for tobacco use for our cardiovascular system, respiratory system, lots of risk for cancer as well. Right, so if we are not careful, a lot of tobacco nicotine use can lead to damages to our heart and our blood vessels. This is going to greatly increase our risk for heart disease and stroke. Obviously, smoking causes a lot of damage to our lungs and respiratory symptoms. Not only does it damage our lungs, but it can lead to things like COPD or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. It can also increase risk of lung infections like pneumonia, tuberculosis. Can even worsen some existing lung diseases such as asthma. Right, so it's not good for our heart, our lungs, our blood vessels, all increasing our risk for heart disease, stroke, etc. And lastly, I think we all know that tobacco nicotine use is associated with an increase in risk for cancers. It can lead to increased risk for cancers of lung cancer, obviously, but mouth, larynx, pharynx, esophagus, kidney, cervix, liver, bladder, pancreas, stomach, all kinds of cancers. Right, so when we're thinking about the future, right, especially with the smoking, right, we want to be careful of lung cancer. Lung cancer is one of the leading causes of cancer-related death for both men and women in the U.S. 80% of lung cancer deaths among women and 90% of deaths among men are contributed to smoking. Men and women who smoke are 25 times more likely to develop lung cancer than those non-smoking counterparts. So when it comes to lung cancer, we really encourage you guys to get this lung cancer screening so we can catch anything as early as possible. So if we're not doing lung cancer screenings, it is usually not found until a person develops a lot of symptoms. And by then, it usually becomes a lot more difficult to treat because the cancer has spread to other organ systems in our body. So with the lung cancer screening, we have the low-dose CT scan. Really want to encourage you guys to get this done on an annual basis. The low-dose CT scan is a quick and painless imaging test. It takes detailed pictures of our lungs, a lot less radiation than a standard CT. Is the only recommended screening test for lung cancer in people that are high risk. We have a few criteria you got to meet. It only takes a few minutes and does not require any needles or anything like that. Again, the low-dose CT scan is important because typically lung cancer has no signs or symptoms in the early stages, and the low-dose CT scan can catch anything as early as possible before it is traceable, or before we're noticing any signs or symptoms. Right, we're going to catch it as early as possible when it's more treatable, and this is covered by our insurance when we're meeting these key criteria. So the key criteria we have to be 50 to 80 years old, a 20-pack year history of smoking, a current or former smoker within the last 15 years. So with the 20-pack year history, basically that means we smoked a pack a day for 20 years, or 2 pack a day for 10 years, and we smoked a half a pack a day for 4 years. you guys have any questions about that, we can help you kind of calculate your pack year history. But if you meet those three criteria, we can get those low dose CT scans paid for. We want to get that done on an annual basis. We want to encourage you guys to reach out to a Baptist cancer facility or talk to your primary care provider and ask if the low dose CT scan is appropriate for you if you have not already done one or not already followed by a nodule team. So thinking about, again, benefits of quitting, right? We talked about all the harmful effects to our heart, our lungs, our blood vessel systems. Right? We can have a ton of improvements in the immediate term when we're able to quit, and over the long term, within hours of days, the carbon monoxide levels that drop, the oxygen levels start to improve, our taste buds start to heal themselves, nerve endings start to regrow themselves. At about 1 year, the cilia in the lungs start to grow back, start to look a lot better. Breathing and circulation and energy are going to improve greatly in that first year. The brain starts to rebalance dopamine naturally. And then over time, 5, 10, 15 years, risk for heart disease, the risk for stroke, risk for cancer really starts to decrease. Again, there might be some unreversible side effects, but the body has a great ability to heal and recover over time. So when you're thinking about a healthier path forward, it's not just about quitting our tobacco and nicotine products, but really think about all of the healthy lifestyle pillars. Right, we want to think about these other pillars, include those in our routine, because they're going to really help us continue to reduce cravings, manage those cravings, manage stress levels, manage withdrawal symptoms. It's going to help us support our weight. And again, just kind of create a supportive environment that helps make quitting more likely to stay successful. By combining our tobacco cessation with other healthy lifestyle pillars can really significantly improve long-term health outcomes. And again, if you're interested in these other lifestyle pillars, we do have our Flourish class where that's what our main focus is on, well-rounded well-being program focused on all lifestyle pillars. So thinking about the other pillars, we briefly mentioned this last week, was the nutrition pillar. We can eat a healthy, nutritious diet by focusing on whole foods with quality fruits and vegetables, healthy fats, whole grains, choosing quality lean protein sources. We really want to limit the ultra-processed foods and limit the added fats, added sugars, added sodium. We could read the nutrition labels. Are we staying hydrated? Again, I'm going to talk about all of this stuff in our Flourish program if you're interested. With sleep, we want to get at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night, not just in bed, but quality sleep time. Try to make sure we go to bed and get up at relatively the same time every day, even on the weekends. Just not sleep in or stay up too late on the weekends. We don't want to jet lag ourselves. We got to set up our room for success, our environment up for success. So let's make it nice and quiet, nice and dark, nice, cool, constant temperature. Can we turn off electronic devices at least 30 minutes before bedtime? Can we dim our lights? Let's avoid eating a large meal and drinking too much right before bedtime. We want to have that last large meal, 3 hours before bed if we can. We can have a small snack, but not that large meal. We want to avoid caffeine in the afternoon and in the evenings. We want to exercise regularly. We don't want to exercise right before bed, but we do want to be regularly active and eat a healthy diet. All those will help improve our sleep. We've talked about stress management almost every week now. Again, think about how we can manage stress. Do we want to take breaks from the news and social media, practice gratitude, set other boundaries that help us manage our mental and emotional well-being? Can we connect with others? Can we be active? Can we make sure we're sleeping well? We'll see how each and one of these pillars plays into these other pillars, right? If we're sleeping well, we're better to manage stress. For example, can we do some deep breathing exercises, stretch, meditate? Can we spend some time outdoors or any other activities that we find relaxing? Arts and crafts, attending religious service, whatever it might be. We also want to work on social connections, spending more time with quality time with loved ones and friends and family. Help us build these social connections, build these relationships, foster our relationships, build this community around us. Can we get outside and spend some time with others outside? Can we go for a walk at the park? Can we play with our kids at the playground? Can we go volunteer with a group or another organization? Can we get involved in our community with, attend a religious service, giving back, however that might look? Can we even just to get to know our neighbors, whatever it might be, to help build and foster some connections and some relationships. Not to forget our physical activity pillar. We want to be active. We want to be physically active. We want to move our body regularly. So really think about how we can fit movement into our daily life. Can we park farther away? Can we start simple by parking farther away, taking the stairs instead of taking the elevator? Can we do a quick walk break at work? Just any activity that we enjoy, right? It doesn't have to be in the gym, slogging away on the treadmill. It doesn't have to be lifting weights. It could be outside doing gardening. Could be going for a walk in nature. Could be doing yoga. Could be doing group fitness classes, whatever it looks like, whatever you find enjoyable. Obviously, if we're just starting out, we want to start slow, add a little over time. And we can always, add it to our calendar, set a small goal. It doesn't have to be huge. We can go and get after it. But again, physical activity is a great way to, get active. It's going to give us that dopamine, which might help us manage withdrawal symptoms, cravings, and help improve our mental well-being. But some key takeaways to wrap up the program, right? Being tobacco-free is a lifelong skill, not a short-term goal. Right, so really think about the long term here. These tools that we talked about that you guys have been working on can be reused at any time when challenges arise. Your future success is built on the habits you're practicing now. Again, small steps, small changes will lead to this great success, right? So small steps with our daily routines, coping strategies, improving our support system will all help sustain change. The more we work on this, the confidence is going to grow through reflection, through celebration, seeing how far we've come, seeing all the changes we made. All this is going to help strengthen our motivation, our commitment. Again, the more we have a clear vision to really help us improve our healthy choices, focusing on your personal goals will help you keep you tobacco-free, life meaningful. Again, lastly, you're capable of sustaining this change. Right? The skills, the resilience, the awareness you build along the way will help you keep moving forward. Before I let you guys go, again, we want to make sure everyone's avoiding the tobacco surcharge. Again, this is week 5. Make sure to complete the week 5 homework. We'll talk about it on the next slide. So make sure you completed the program. You completed the best health screening process. We can only override the surcharge if you complete the program and the best health biometric screening process. If you have any questions at all, please reach out to your instructor and we'll be able to help you out with both of those. Whether or not you completed the program or completed the screening process, they'll be able to help you understand that process and make sure we're on the right track to avoid that surcharge. Lastly, it's week 5. Complete the last week homework. Within the next week, we complete the program. Feel free to complete that optional end of program survey. But if you have any questions, please reach out to your instructor. Hope you have a wonderful week.